Professor Wergely's here. Make sure you upload your code, and here we go. So go back to the web page. Make sure you change the form to the upload handler. So I'm going to go back to the form. You'll see it says simple handler. I'm going to change this to upload handler. Still post, still not encrypting the data since we're uploading files. I'm going to do a hard reset. So you can either do a Command-Shift-R, or you can open up the developer tools, hold down the refresh, empty cache, and hard reload. So I'm going to select multiple files here. So I've selected 4 files. Click on upload. You'll see it's on the simple handler still. So make sure you update your code on the server. Go back, do a hard reload. Select some files. So I'm selecting 4 files here. Click on upload. 3, 2, 1, upload. Here we go. So you'll see I have an error creating the folder. Now what's happening here? So if I go back to upload handler, you'll see this error creating folder is in the if statement. So it's saying, is there a directory called uploads? No. Try to make the directory. We were not able to make the directory. Now remember, we're trying to make this directory from the browser. So if I go back to FileZilla and I look at the file upload directory, multi-up site is read, write, execute to the owner, read, write, execute to the group, and only read and execute to the world. It doesn't have the write permission. Okay, so I need to enable this. Either one, I can go and manually create that directory and open up the permissions, or I can open up the permissions on the multi-up site and let the code create the directory. In the previous example, on the single up site example, we manually created the directory and opened up the permissions. In this example, I'm going to let the code create the directory. So on multi-up site, you're going to right-click, click on File Permissions, and then change this to 777. Click on OK. If I refresh, up here you'll see the blue and green circle. You'll see now it's read, write, execute to the world. Once I have that permission, the browser can now write inside of that directory. So I come back here, refresh the page, you'll see that it went up. If I go into multi-up site, do a refresh, you'll see the uploads directory. Now here's the thing. It's only read, write, execute to the owner, read and execute to the group, read and execute to the world. However, Apache created that folder. And when I'm running it from the browser, Apache is trying to write to that folder. So you'll see I was able to upload those files. Now, in this example, I hard code the name and then have a counter for 1, 2, 3, 4, depending on how many files you upload, plus the file extension. Okay, so here's the text files. You'll see the text files here. If it's an image, so if I go back, do a refresh, upload an image, let's say it's a PNG, select upload, you'll see it also puts the image here on the page. If I go back to my FileZilla, do a refresh, you'll see I have file 1 PNG. So the way that we have it set up, if you upload multiple text files or upload multiple PNG files, it may override your previous file. For example, let's say I come back, upload another PNG, open up this PNG, click on upload. You'll see now I have changed the photo, and if I refresh on FileZilla, you'll see the previous PNG was deleted and the new file replaced the old one. Now, if I come back, select a PNG that's fairly large, like this one, try to upload, may take some time. You'll see this error code here that we've exceeded the maximum limit. By default, the maximum limit is 2 megabytes. which is in the PHP configuration file. So you can change this size limit if need be. Now, to fix this overriding problem, you can either, one, keep track of the count in a file or somewhere where it'll store permanently. So whenever you upload a new file, it'll say file number 5 instead of starting back over at 1. The other thing you can do is, instead of uploading the keyword file, you can actually upload the original file name with the file extension. So I could change the code a little bit. I can say, okay, don't put the keyword file, put the original file name. So I can say, okay, $, original file name, concatenated with a period, concatenated with the file extension. I can save this, upload the code, come back, upload another PNG. Select upload, come back to FileZilla, do a refresh, and you'll see this here. Now, the original file name also has the extension. So I can also remove the extension at this time, depending on how you want your file name to look like. Update the code. Do a refresh. Refresh FileZilla. And now you'll see the file name is correct. Okay, this is working. And you can use this for your final project. If you need to upload files or contents to the server, this is how you do it in PHP. When you upload a file, it goes to the file super global array. And when it does that, it's in a temporary location. After some time, that file will be deleted. So if you want to store it permanently, you need to use the move uploaded file function, take it from a temporary location and put it in a permanent location on the file system or in the database. A lot of times when you're uploading files, what you do is you upload it to the file system and you store the path to that file in the database. And that is how large companies do it in the industry. You don't store photos and videos in the database. The contents is very large, and that'll take up a lot of space in the database, and databases don't handle it well because you have to encode it and store it in a binary format. So what you do is you upload the photo or the video on the file system, let's say in your uploads directory, and then you store a path to that photo or video in the database. So in the database, you do a select photo from this database where the user equals this or whatever your criteria is. It goes, finds the path, and you dynamically put that path in the source tag, just like we did in the internet media types example, where we were dynamically changing an image based off a PHP script. You'll do the same, but the PHP script will return the path to that image or video on the file system and load that dynamically. Okay, and that's how you do it in the industry. Use these examples for your final project. That's all for this lecture. We'll see you next time.